All right, so after you get to teaching people and learning what you want to do and all of the things that we've been covering, I like to think this way because I come from a generation at this point, like I'm 28 and I'm like, all right, sometimes I got a tendency of like complaining about things that aren't the way that I would like them to be, right? And so what's one thing that you wish you could learn? Like, what is something that you wish you knew already or something that you could have learned? Because you just mentioned that you didn't know what you were applying now. So, like, if not that, you already said that. You gotta just use something else. What's something that you wish that you learned earlier on in your life so that I don't know, just something that you wish you learned? I don't want to make it complicated.
One thing that I wish I learned.
Or would like to learn. Life ain't over or nothing.
Well, I'm still in the process of learning this.
Right.
Is to like really love yourself and understand that you are a unique individual in your own way. So I feel like I don't know, like I guess as a little girl I loved myself, but I didn't really love myself. So I didn't necessarily explore the things that I like to do, or I didn't really dream. I had a lot of, I guess when I go back and I think about it, my mind was also elsewhere, but definitely like genuinely love yourself and not really give a fuck about what the next person thinks, and understand that what you do may inspire somebody else, and you never know what you're doing or how you're moving or how you carry yourself affects somebody in a positive way. And it's not that it's not that you walk around thinking, oh, what can I do for somebody? It's just to make sure that you're always living and being your best self and being honest and genuine and true to who you really are. And yeah, you're going to be blessed abundantly once you stop hiding behind that veil.
That's a lot of healing, like that part where you were like, you could affect someone else just being the realest version of yourself. And that's some really divine work. I like how you mentioned, just the struggle of it, because like I was mentioning to you, like the reasons why I was closing up this location that we're recording on now, and I want to work on having those things that you're talking about, that self-love and really like working in being the most present version of myself, like yes. Not like presenting something, you know what I mean? That's a
big part.
That's a big part. Thank you.
It's a big part.
So just on because I cut the questions like this because I already knew when I ask these questions, it always gets like really intimate and impactful. So that's why I always want to ask people like, so what show are you watching? What do you do for relief in your day or your life? Because I say show, but we talked about earlier what yours is. So I like how you introduced that concept to me. So what are you doing for relief? That's how I want to start asking that question.
Okay, so I don't watch TV.
Right.
Usually, lately, for relief, I have been in complete solitude and complete silence when I'm by myself. My kid is my relief for the most part, so every bit of sunshine that I get from him is enough for me. But for the most part, when I do, I try to feed my mind. I'll read, I'll scribe, I'll make sure I write in my journal. When I really, like, sometimes I'll sit there and I'm like, oh, I should write in my journal, and I don't. But I also will realize that I should write in my journal, because you should always, write down how you're feeling that day so you can, why repeat how you felt, let's fix why I felt that way. And writing it down is something that you could kind of see on paper. And so yeah, relief. And one thing for me, I listen to music, but as an artist, I don't really listen to mainstream artists. I might listen to a song or two, but usually I'm studying something in the song, the way it was written, or riff that I can't get right, so I'll hear it on repeat over and over again till I get it right, and then go back to beats. So that's what I do for relief.
I've always found that to be consistent with artists. We're not like super duper into what everybody else doing creatively, because we're trying to do our stuff. And it don't be like we don't like stuff. It just be like you only got 24 hours in the day. You know what I mean? You gotta like time management is important when you're an artist. So my other question, just related to just things that we all have to do, like learn, teach, be present and things like that. Everybody on social media.
Okay.
Like, and I always like asking questions about social media because I heard one of my younger friends say the other day, she was telling her dad, she said, "Dad, we're gonna stop acting like how things work on social media aren't important." And I like listening to people younger than me because they're gonna be the people who, do things in the world when I'm not doing nothing. So, how you feel about social media? What does social media do for your life, and any gems that you got on it as far as what to share?
I feel like social media is important. Right now, when looking at it from a business marketing aspect point of view, things are changing rapidly, but Instagram has been around, Twitter has been around, Facebook has been around. That is free promotion. A lot of people don't see that as that. A lot of people will go out and actually pay for ads and things when you could literally just get on these social media platforms and put in the footwork yourself to actually create that platform for your business. And it's also a platform, so when you have a message or you have a story or you have a product that you want to sell, that's your platform to show how you show that process, to show the things that happen behind closed doors. If utilized correctly, I think social media is very beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good tool too. And the one thing that the gem I just picked out of that was, why are you paying for it when you can do the footwork?
Yeah.
You dig? I don't mind paying for things, but if when we're saying inconceivable or astronomical numbers like 50,000 a day, all right, I'll get what you're paying for. But it's like right now, these are things that tool it's just giving you the direct access, so you could just put the time in.
And I think for social media too, it also gives you the opportunity to meet a plethora of individuals. So I'm very big on it's not what you know, it's who you know. So your connections are very vast through social media. So you may have never physically been in contact with that person. However, you could reach out to them via social media and the connections are there. If you're in Atlanta and you knew somebody that you had followed that had rental cars just because it caught your eye, the way that they created their platform was something, that you enjoyed. Now when you go out to Atlanta, you go on your social media, you go and hit them up, and now you can support their business. So it's definitely beneficial. I believe that.
One of my business partners was like, it's media. You don't have to show everything.
Yeah,
You're supposed to show the stuff
everything
that works for you.
Yeah.
You gotta remember it's media, right? So okay, I like your answer a lot because I'm pro social media too. I like that. One of my it's not my last question, but it leads me into my last question. Because part of our brand statement here at Newports and News is that we created this platform for undervalued and underrated artists and creatives, entrepreneurs, just people with an alternative means of getting money. We're not trying to keep it alternative. We're trying to make that a normal, like not 9 to 5 hourly, but like the common usage of the artistic industry being a regular practical industry. And so we want to do that by providing genuine environments, consistent opportunities, and also helping people's mindsets become determined. And you also were talking about mindset development. So I like just the fact that you're here. So if you know what I mean, so I always preface it in this part where it's like, that stuff sounds good, but the way I frame this question isn't always easy to answer. If you had to choose to be one at the end of your career, when you hang your hat and say, I'm alright, I'm good on this, or grave site, whatever, would you want to leave the earth being underrated or undervalued?
Wow.
Yeah.
Would I want to leave the earth being
like, you had to choose. You can't, you're going to have to check one box and the other one not going to get checked.
Underrated or undervalued? I would rather be underrated.
That's what a lot of people, I've gotten that answer 3 times now. Nobody's fucking with the undervalued. They're not messing with it.
A lot of people who genuinely do the work of God They don't have to be at the forefront. So like, you can rate me however you please. My legacy is gonna leave its own
signature on
yeah,
it.
so the value will always be there. What you think of me doesn't matter because that's a rating and an opinion, and everybody has one of those. So I'll take any rating you please, as many as I could.
As long as my value hit where it was supposed to. I love this, yo. I'm not looking for people to say this or nothing, but it's like I when I opened up that question, it really, I want my audience to be able, and the audience in general, to just be able to look at themselves in that moment, do the shadow work, and say, wow, I never really considered what I want to leave on the table. I want to get promoted. I want to, the rankings and stuff. You get accomplishments and accolades and rewards for those things. I'm not turning them away. Those could be my blessings. But if I had to actually be the most invested in being rated or valued, I'm always going to, I'm team value too. You know what I mean? I can go ahead and say it now. I'm team value.
That rating, baby.
Yeah, dig. So, alright, so my last question, right? And it's not really a question more than it's, I guess, another opportunity for you to just drop a gem on everybody. What do you want to do with your life specifically? Right, so we kind of like broke that question up 5 times into what this conversation was.
Oh my God!
Right. What you want to do with your stuff? Like, I felt like that was the answer, but I'm gonna let you answer it. Right? What do you want to do with your life as a whole? Like, what are you focused on right now? Like, what do you want to get done? Because it's a very vague question, but I wanted the answer to be, I want it to be lengthy. I want you to just, pour out a little bit of like what you want to do.
You trying to make me cry? Alright. He said, yeah. Alright. I'm just thinking about how I'm going to look back at this one day.
Right. we on the same mental path. Exactly.
Okay. Ask me the question again.
What you want to do with your life?
So.
Like, if I just met you today, like, I'm like, yo, what you doing with your life? Like, what do you want to do?
Be me.
Okay.
I feel like I am still in, I don't want to say a search. I'm like getting closer and closer every day to the absolute amount of power that I truly possess. When it comes to healing others, still healing myself, so I feel like there's some work there before I can fully be able to be the teacher that I want to be. But like, very big blanket with the word teacher, like teaching of so many different things and so many different aspects. I feel like I'm a jack of all trades. So one of the quotes that when I received from one of my mentors is, each one teach one and all we got is us,
Yeah.
So something I really lived big by since then, hearing that a lot of us, it comes down to the knowledge that we don't know or did not receive. And we can't blame people for not giving it to us, and we can't blame ourselves for not knowing. But when that information is there, if you want to seek it, I want to be that person that could give you everything that I absolutely can. Music to me was never really a oh, I want to be a superstar. I still don't want to be a superstar.
Word.
Like, I don't actually.
Word.
I'm loving the fact, like, with Philly, anybody who gets to see me perform, you get to meet me personally. Like, I get to know you, know your name. If we see each other multiple times out of the month, now we're forming bonds. It's different than having that social media platform where people don't genuinely know who you are. So for me right now, I'm just going to continue to grow the way that I'm growing. I'm loving it. Continue to meet the people that I'm meeting. I'm no longer passing up on opportunities. Anything that's presented to me, I take it, and that more so in regards to music, because I've been able to witness my work in a room full of individuals, and
I see what it do to them.
yeah, it's definitely it's something that'll make you smile. It's something that'll make you dance. It's something that'll make you think. It's something that'll make you cry. But you still leave out of here, you know, with a better mindset. Just knowing that you're not the only person that went through that or is feeling that. And if I can do that for you, then I'll do that 1,000 times over. So it becomes personal for me to make sure that I remain genuine, and I waited a while to put myself in the light and in the camera as an artist and as an individual, because I'm aware of where I'm going and what is ahead. I'm not 100%, but I feel it. It's there. So I'm ready for it and taking it day by day. So I do want to say this. Anybody that does support me, will support me, will not. I appreciate the love, the genuine support. It's really awesome. It's keeping me going. It's the fire under my ass right now. So, yeah.
We learned that the camera light in the day, you leveled that up. Like you said, you just one step at a time, getting everything in order. I'm going to leave us with this. Like, I'll share with you, my life goal is to help people build communication, like in the simplest way said. That's why I'm using this platform. That's why I'm talking to you. That's why I'm using this conversation to create conversations. I just want to build communication with people. So if I can help y'all, if we can help y'all, you know what I mean, glow up, be livid and lively, you know what I mean, let me know.
Definitely.
Leave comments, subscribe, do all the things that this platform lets you do, and we'll see y'all next time, man.
See you later. Thank you. Thank you, TJ, for having me.
Thank you.